Now that you know the difference between passive and active reconnaissance, let's go over how to use search engines and public information to perform passive reconnaissance. And yes, you can use search engines like Google to find information about a victim. Now, a great resource that is available on the internet, part of the exploit database, is the Google Hacking Database, or GHDB. And basically, what it is a set of recipes, if you will, and search techniques that allow you to actually have a good foothold of many different things like sensitive directories, vulnerable files, vulnerable servers, error messages that actually may provide a lot of information, or they actually say way too much, as they actually say here, and web server detection strings, how to find files that contain usernames and contain passwords, sensitive online shopping information, and many others, right? Whenever it comes to true penetration testing and engagement, you actually have to be cognizant of the scope, right? So, there's a lot of things that actually you probably can do. This is all public information, but there may be others that you cannot do depending on the geographical location that you're carrying out the penetration testing engagement, and specifically now with the GDPR in Europe, right? So with the GDPR regulation in European countries. Now, you can also obtain a lot of information from DNS records, from corporate websites, from corporate blog posts, and even from the certificates of those sites. So let's actually take a look at my certificate for the artofhacking.org. As you're seeing here, of course, it provides a little bit of information because my site, doesn't have a lot of subdomains and, many other things that you will expect in a real corporate environment. But the things that you can actually get from the certificates are things like potential even weak ciphers, right, that they may actually be using. Also, any type of subdomains that may be enumerated in the certificate itself. And again, you didn't even have to launch any type of scanner or any type of packets actually going to the victim to actually obtain that information. Now, another tool that is invaluable for many security researchers, for pen testers, for journalists, and even law enforcement agencies to track either the dissemination of information or malware on the internet is the WHOIS database. Unfortunately, since GDPR was actually, so the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR for short, since it went to effect, it actually had a major effect into WHOIS, and a lot of providers and databases are actually now being quote unquote shut down, right? So the information is very, very limited, right? So there's a big debate on this, but that used to be a good source of information for, of course, from a defensive perspective, but also from a defensive side. It has been invaluable, especially for malware research and for threat hunting out there. Now, in the next lesson, we will go over Shodan, Maltego, ReconNG, and the Harvester. And specifically, Maltego, ReconNG, and the Harvester are tools that allow you to automate the process of passive reconnaissance.